me? What makes you think you're so special? You don't know Sonny. I don't have to know. I know how he thinks. You fucked up. He'll hurt you like anybody. No, Sonny, trust me. That man can't trust anybody. The sooner you know that, the better. How many times do I have to tell you? People don't respect him. They fear him. It's a big difference. You want to be somebody? Be somebody who works for him and takes care of his family. Yeah, you look away.
Alright, what's poppin'? It's your boy Big Rich. You already know. October 1st, the 1st of October 2019. It's getting dark earlier. You know what that means. Summer's over. Let's get down to business. Mob Spotlight number 3. You know, we like to put these mob spotlights on people that you may not know, I may not know. I definitely don't fucking know. The joy and thrill of learning about people that I never had a clue existed is one of the most enjoyable things about doing these videos, you know. So I say we get down to it. Mob Spotlight, episode 3. Camorra boss Maria Licciardi. The female boss. Hold that. You got females in this country that can't even do the dishes right. This female's a boss. Article written by David Amaruso. When people are asked what they think of Maria Licciardi, they answer several things. They will say she was charismatic, calm, highly intelligent, and ruthless. And more importantly, they will say she was the Capo capi of the Camorra, the boss of bosses in the Mafia organization based in Naples. Maria Licciardi was born 24th of March 1951 in Napoli, Italy. Napoli, or Naples, is the third largest city in Italy and is the home to the Camorra. The Camorra is the Napolitan answer to the Sicilian Mafia. The Camorra, as we know it today, started its hold on the city in the years after the Second World War when they took control of weapons and cigarette smuggling operations. Over the years, they expanded into real estate and the drug trade. Maria Licciardi knew from early on what the Camorra was and who ran it. She grew up in a family of killers and Camorra members. All her brothers were active Camorra members. One of them, her brother Gennaro, the monkey Licciardi, had become boss and ruled supreme. Her husband Antonio Tegemi was also a member. All in all, you could say every man in Maria Licciardi's life was a Camorra member. Growing up, Maria Licciardi's role was still that of a wife, and in the mob world, the role of the wife was to be loyal, tight-lipped, cook, clean, and raise the kids. And that role has been there since the beginning of humanity. But with the crackdown by the Italian government on organized crime that put countless of members and bosses behind bars, and the bloody wars that decimated the clans and families, the role of women began to change. With most qualified men in prison dead or too young, women slowly moved themselves into the seats of power of the Camorra. One of the first women to do so was Rosetta Isis Cutolo. Cutolo followed in the footsteps of her brother Raphael, who was imprisoned. Rosetta became known for her ruthless and great leadership qualities. Under her leadership, income from extortion and the drug trade increased to record heights. When she eventually was arrested, she was only convicted for associating contacts with the Mafia. She was acquitted 9 times of murder. Was one man gone enough to put Rosetta in the seat of power? Things didn't go that easily for Maria. The first sign that her time might have come when, in 1993, her brother Gennaro Licciardi was murdered in prison. But Maria had to wait in line. Before her were 2 brothers, Pietro and Vincenzo, as well as her husband, Antonio Tegemi. But as time went by, they were all unable to take control, getting whacked or arrested, and so Maria's time had come. It didn't go easy. Not only losing her brothers and husband, she also had to prove her qualities to other bosses and, more importantly, her soldiers. And as soon as Maria Licciardi was in place, she proved it. She set up meetings with rival Camorra clans and told them that the fighting over territory and power had to stop. The wars meant they lost money and didn't make the money they could make without war. Licciardi advised that the clans should carve up the city and work together to expand the cigarette smuggling, drug trade, and racketeering. The other bosses saw she was right and decided to work together and make peace. Maria Licciardi's first victory was behind her, and now fully in control, she decided to give out some orders and handle what I like to say, the business. One of the things Licciardi did was get her family into the prostitution trade. Until then, the family had always stayed out of that business because of a code of honor, but under Licciardi, that code was broken. They bought the girls from the Albanian Mafia, put them on the street, and money was flowing in. Girls were put on drugs so they wouldn't become an informant or run away. When the girls had become too old, they were killed. Another big money maker, one that expanded under Maria, was the drug trade. The Neapolitan suburbs are ruled by Camorra. Young drug dealers are used to sell heroin and cocaine. One police officer said, "It's one big web. They constantly change people and locations. The police have a lot of trouble breaking down the Camorra organization. A lot of people who live in these suburbs support the Camorra. Unemployment is high, and one of the main employers is the Camorra. They also provide money for the community, and if all this isn't enough to keep Omerta in place, then fear is. A big portion of the people protect them and work together with them against the police," said Italian prosecutor Luigi Bobbio, who went after Licciardi and investigated her, says, "As soon as a woman takes charge, we can see that emotion plays a lesser part and the organization reaches greater heights." Under Maria Licciardi, the Camorra indeed reached new heights. They became more violent and more secretive. Fuck with a woman boss, eh? Licciardi's reign had been relatively quiet. Everything ran without problems until a Camorra clan, unhappy with Licciardi, decided to deny an order. The disagreement was over a shipment of pure, unrefined heroin. The heroin, Licciardi said, would kill all the customers and bring heat from public and law enforcement. She ordered it not to be sold. Without her knowing and behind her back, a Camorra clan named La Russo decided otherwise and made the shipment ready for being sold on street level. After a few days, it happened. Drug addicts lay across the street dead from the heroin from the forbidden shipment. Heat from the public and law enforcement came down on the Camorra clans. The alliance that Licciardi realized early on in her career fell apart instantly. Wars among clans erupted, and again, each other's business was taken over or destroyed. When other clans attacked Licciardi's men, Licciardi went to war. During this war, over 100 mobsters were killed. The war put in place a hunt by law enforcement for the leaders. Now, Licciardi had run into the kind of trouble normally reserved for men. She was under pressure from both rivals as well as law enforcement and had managed to get on the 30 most wanted Italians list. And so she went into hiding. While in hiding, she continued to run the Camorra and fight her wars both with rival clans as well as law enforcement. When Maria felt prosecutor Luigi Bobbio and his team were getting a bit too close to her family, soldiers, and herself, she decided to take action. On January 2001, she bombed Bobbio's office building as a warning. It didn't help her. Bobbio continued his fight, and under massive protection, he started breaking down the walls surrounding Licciardi. 70 of her men were arrested, but all maintained a code of silence and took their prison term instead. Let me say that again for all you future rats. 70 of her men were arrested, and they couldn't break not one of them. You capiche? Know thyself. Licciardi seemed untouchable. Italian authorities only had one photograph of her and distributed it. Authorities thought that while on run, Licciardi would have plastic surgery or changed her hair color, or model. They didn't know what to look for, but they kept up pressure, and Licciardi's hideout became known. A team was set in place to arrest her. Licciardi was hiding out in a Neapolitan suburb. She felt safe knowing the people living there would not give her up to the police, but the cops were onto her and found her hideout. On June 14, 2001, the mobile squad of Naples and special operations team from the police raided Licciardi's hideout and arrested her. She didn't resist arrest and was taken into custody. At her arrest, police noticed she looked just like the photo that was released years ago. At age 50, Maria Licciardi's reign as boss was over. Her place probably taken over by another man. Although still uncommon in Sicily and unheard of in the United States, female mafia bosses in Italy are on the rise. Statistics show the emergence of women bosses are far more noticeable in Naples than Sicily. They said that behind every great man, there is a strong woman, and that is true in crime families as well. It has to be said, though, that this shift in power is more a lack of manpower than a sudden boost in ruthlessness or power under women. Most of them become boss when close families need to be replaced and no others are available. They use women as temporary powers. So women are taking control, but would never do it by taking out male competition. They wouldn't win that fight. But when they are in that position of boss, women have proved to be just as ferocious and ruthless as their male counterparts, if not even more. So salute Maria Licciardi, a female Camorra boss that had her run. It's not easy to do because it is a man's world. It is what it is. But where would man be without women? Yeah, there you go. So salute to Shatter. Thank you for picking this particular person for a spotlight number 3. Now, I always tell you guys to like, comment, share, but here's what we really need you guys to do. If you can, if you fuck with Big Rich, Ruckus Radio, you like what we're doing, we need you to like the video. If you're going to watch the video, like the video. Like the video, and if you don't like the video, what do you got to lose? It helps us grow. You understand what I'm saying? So like the video. Like the video. What's the big deal? What are you, lazy? You watch the video, but you can't like the video, but you watch the video. Come on. Minky, what are we talking about here? It's just pressing a button. Like the video. Help us grow. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Ruckus Radio. And make sure you tune in tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock for the Wake Up Show. We talk that shit. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody have a good evening.